What the hell's going on with Philly, bro?
Now, as we all know, the team has hit rock bottom. And let's just say a big part of the reason for that is because of Joel Embiid. They end up losing to the Miami Heat during this game here. And then when it took an hour and a half plus after the game for Nick Nurse to come in and have the presser, something had to have been going on. That led to Nick Nurse saying this.
Oh, sorry for the delay. We just had a little meeting. So I just took a little bit longer than normal to get here.
So this meeting took probably an hour and a half, who knows. And Shams was the one that broke the news about this meeting after the fact that Nurse, talked about it. And he said more details that were quite interesting. Many of you have probably read through the article already, but just in case some of you haven't, I'll share some of the details here. The big headline here is Maxey challenging Embiid to be on time for activities, calling out the MVP, the former MVP, for being late for everything and how it impacts the locker room. Interesting stuff here. One source that was in the meeting said Tyrese loves big fella, but this is the elephant in the room. And this detail here shocked me. Apparently the players want Nick Nurse to coach them harder, and that apparently the players, they want to practice with purpose and attention to detail.
I will say this. I've been in enough organizations where it becomes very, very sad where the children are asked to adult the parents.
Obviously, Maxey's not a child, but something about a much younger, much less experienced player going at Embiid and challenging him is just so embarrassing. And I would argue it's even more embarrassing than that Paul George clip of, him talking about the situation in his podcast. Let's get into that because he said something that was quite interesting too.
I don't know how the hell Shams got that story or how that even leaked.
Yeah, I wonder who leaked it. I'm very curious as to who leaked it. Jokes aside though, Nick Nurse talking about the meeting first, and then subsequently Shams getting the news of the meeting detail by detail. I mean, something tells me it was somebody inside the Sixers organization that leaked it, obviously.
Kyle Lowry, their championship guard, he's the one that called for this team meeting after the game. And it included players, included coaches. It was an hour and a half of everyone, all sides, airing out what they felt was urgent matters, call to actions on both sides.
I'm not gonna get to who leaked this, but somebody deep in the organization did, and that tells me that they're starting to get sick of this dude Embiid. They're starting to get sick of this team, quite frankly. The situation they're in, it's quite sad.
Joe, I mean, obviously Nick told us about the meeting, I guess, without going into the specifics of it. I guess, was it out of the meeting for you guys?
Oh, we out of meeting? No.
Oh, so we're just gonna act oblivious to all of it. Oh boy, Embiid, this guy. He doesn't seem to take any of this seriously. He's just gonna scoff it off. He thinks he can get away from this one by just laughing it off. It's, I didn't know we had a meeting. And look, I've watched some of the reactions on ESPN and on other places. Stephen A's reaction was weird because he basically tried pointing the finger at the leakers. The leakers are the ones that are really need to be held accountable here, not Joel Embiid. It took L. Duncan having to basically call out the stupidity of that argument for them to at least understand how stupid they sound. And now knowing more of the details of the meeting, it just makes Embiid look even more stupid, okay? It makes him look, quite frankly, like a clown. I know this is after the Miami game, so the Grizzlies game when he put up 35 points isn't taken into account. But yeah, his points per game, rebounds per game, his field goal percentage have all dipped substantially. And the team is in hell at this point. And I know the East is trash, so there's a chance they make the playoffs. A very good chance at that. But for a team where everything begins and ends with Embiid, they need to take care of this as soon as possible. This Embiid situation needs to be handled fast. I'm telling you right now. People, rightfully so, are going to talk about, the blossoming rookie, Jeremy McCain, and how great he's been. And really, there's hope for the Sixers in terms of their future, right? If they build around him and Maxey, those are good pieces to build around, right? But that's not going to win you a championship this year. That's not going to win you a championship in the near future. That's something that you can hope on, can build upon a championship contending team at some point. As far as the Embiid Sixers, they need to solve this now, okay? This Embiid story, I think, is quite frankly the biggest story that's, currently going on in the NBA. A former MVP that is now seemingly wimping his way into to one of the worst, saddest collapses I've ever seen for a guy's career that is so legendary. They signed a guy like Paul George so that when Embiid does eventually get hurt, he could handle, the pressures of being a number one or a number two, right? He could actually stave off, a lot of this bullshit and really, get the Sixers much needed wins. They also have guys like Tyrese Maxey who can come in and obviously have that impact as a guard. We've seen it before with Iverson, but Maxey and Embiid and Paul George, that was supposed to be the big three that was going to contend for a championship. But now it's looking like a broken big three that is, quite frankly, on the verge of collapse. And yes, I want to throw some blame pie at Daryl Morey's way for thinking that punting the season last year, an MVP season that Embiid had, punting that season was a good idea, right? Oh, they have $50 million cap space. They could sign anybody. Oh, they got Paul George. They're so back. Paul George, really? That's the guy that's going to all of a sudden get you over the hump? I already talked about it in my recent video, but Paul George, if you had watched Paul George on the Clippers over the last season, you would have known that this was a stupid signing, especially not with the contract that he was given too. $200 million plus for 4 seasons. You're paying this dude $50 million for 4 seasons. You're also paying Embiid, by the way, a 3-year, $192 million. Okay, Maxey's already on a 5-year, $204 million rookie scale extension. Look, I'm gonna tell you something about this team. They're cooked. They're quite frankly cooked. Congratulations to Embiid. You got the paycheck of your lifetime. $200 million for 3 years. Amazing stuff. Okay, he's gonna earn upwards of $500+ million in his career, which is the 4th highest in NBA history. It's impressive. It's beautiful. It's a great story. But something about Joel Embiid promoting crypto.com is just quite frankly embarrassing. I mean, don't you have enough money, bro, to resort to scamming your fans? And I know what this looks like. Oh, I'm criticizing Embiid for promoting a sponsor of the Sixers. Brother, promoting crypto scams in 2024, bro. Yeah, okay, yeah, crypto's legit in 2024. All right, keep telling yourselves that, I guess.
Attention Sixers superfans! Have you heard about the raddest, baddest game on the block? Buckets on Broad, the first installment of the Sixers City Edition gaming platform, presented by Crypto.com.
What the fuck is this trash? What and why are you promoting it? This is gross. This is stupid. This just makes you look stupid. Okay, the last 2 tweets are about crypto.com. Bro, I know this is a nitpick. I know this is dumb. But bro, this just tells me the state of the Sixers right now. It just sums up how badly they've messed up over the last couple of years. They had this grand vision when they signed Paul George. They had this grand vision that they were going to contend for a championship. And now they're lucky if they make the play-in at this point. It's actually so sad. And I think many people are now looking at Embiid's way. They're saying, Embiid, you got to step up here. Embiid, the team needs you. Gone are the days where Brett Brown gets blamed for Embiid's bullshit. This dude, Ben Simmons, has been in Brooklyn for 2+ years now. There's no blaming him for this. Harden's Clippers are straight laughing to the bank. They got a way better record than the Philadelphia 76ers, a way better outlook, it seems, even though they have no picks of their own. And it all goes back to Joel Embiid, the guy who seemingly can't read the room, who tweets out, block out the noise, as a form of a crypto ad. Do you know how stupid that is? I'll be honest with you. He only has himself to blame for all this mess. Okay, all this mess. I know people are going to say the injuries are to blame as well. Okay, oh, he can't control his knees, but what he can control is his damn attitude on the court.
It's a tough city to play, but this was the fear I had for Joel Embiid. You announced arrogantly, I'm not playing back-to-backs, Ernie. I'm not injured, but I'm sore. I come in when I want to come back. Now, when you say things like that, you're supposed to come back with extra energy. 0 for 3. I'd have been 0 for 15, but you know what y'all have said? Hey, Shaq's not playing well, but he's playing aggressive. So
after saying he wasn't going to play him back-to-back, he then tries to retract it laughingly. Oh, he's playful about it all, guys.
I mean, I want to. That's up to those guys. I mean, I know I said I will never play back-to-backs, but I'm a troll, so I'm sure at some point I'll play, but...
Embiid is the same guy who'll proclaim to be a troll, right? Talking about, oh, I said I was playing back-to-back, but, it's up to those guys. I'm a troll, so, don't take anything I say seriously. That's basically what I heard. Anything Embiid says moving forward can be taken as a joke because he's a troll. He's a troll. He said it himself. Now Joel Embiid, as of today, is managing a swelling in his left knee, out for at least one more game. I think this is the same knee that he's had meniscus surgery on. The same knee that they had to... He basically has no cartilage in it, okay? This guy, for all we know, his career might really just be on the downward trend now. And when called out on the BS that he pulls on, press conferences or the statements he makes, he either backtracks, says I'm a troll, or... he goes on and talks about how it's up to those guys, the medical staff. He takes responsibility away from himself. He tries to absolve himself from any of this bullshit being anywhere near his fault. He has to take accountability, but he just doesn't want to. Like, it's like those pranksters that they go and they terrorize people, they harass people and say, it's just a prank, bro. It's just a prank, bro. And the people defending Embiid for, shoving that columnist that wrote about his son and then his brother dying and stuff like that. It's just basically alluding to those factors being the reason that he should be playing more games and how he should be ashamed. I know, it's sad, it's stupid. Marcus Hayes should never, ever have written that stupid article. He should never have even said any of those words, and he stands on it. Look, he's a terrible reporter. But Embiid, he should have been suspended those 3 games. He was wrong to shove the columnist. And quite frankly, I don't care. I don't care that he did that. I don't care that somebody wrote that, because quite frankly, Embiid is an embarrassment. He should be embarrassed, quite frankly. He should be embarrassed that he keeps flailing on the court and that he keeps getting rewarded and that he keeps getting away with it. He should be embarrassed, okay? I'm sick of it all. I'm sick of the BS. I'm sick of these Sixers fans that come on Twitter. Oh my gosh, people hate Embiid so much. Like, I don't know why they hate him. And Embiid echoing the same sentiment. When Embiid talks about the team meeting, right, afterwards, after the Memphis Grizzlies loss, he says, I don't want to get into the details, but the whole thing probably took 30 seconds. But then again, it's Joel Embiid, so we got to make everything blown out of proportion. It's whatever, I'll take it all. I'm the reason for everything, so I'll take the blame for everything. What? Are we serious right now? This is the dumbest shit I've ever read. Like, is this too serious right now? And then he goes on this, fake Kobe. Oh, I love it when my haters say I'm bad. Unlike when people are telling me when I'm not doing good and when I need to do better. Even though that part maybe happened once or twice when I wasn't happened once or twice. If it happened once or twice, Maxie wouldn't have called you out on it. Are you dumb? And he keeps going. He talks about it's kind of annoying to having to deal with the same thing over and over and over. That's because you bring it upon yourself to do it. I swear to God, there's so much more I could say without, waking up my parents and everybody that's asleep right now. This is being recorded at the nighttime. I might be a psychopath right now, bro. I might have to stop. Like, this is something that I just think like, oh my God, the noise complaints are coming. Oh my God, you see what happens, man? This is what Embiid does to me, man. He gets me all over, emotional. Before I end this part off, right? This quote here is what gets me. But it's unbelievable. It just feel like negativity keeps following us, which I don't understand why. You don't understand why? What do you mean you don't understand why? Calm down. But it is a shame, but it doesn't change the fact that we still all got to be better. What? You've got to be better. You've got to step up. You've got to step up from all aspects. Your attitude, your motor, your leadership, your work ethic, all of it. You got to step up. You're the leader of the team. Supposedly the leader of the team. I'm not even sure if he even thinks of himself as a leader. I know KD, people say, oh, he's not a leader, but at least he shows up on the court when he does show up, when he does play, right? He gets hurt, but when he comes back, he plays as hard as anybody can play. Kevin Durant is nothing close to how sorry of a fucking player Embiid is. I'm telling you right now, this guy needs a huge reality check, but I don't know if he's ever going to be able to get it. Maxie calling him out, I don't think is enough. There's going to be Sixers fans in the comments, berating me about how I'm talking too much about Embiid. Don't blame Embiid for this. This negativity, he's right. It follows us for no reason. Like, what? Bro, if you're that tone deaf, if you're that unaware of what's going on right now, and seeing how he's carrying himself, not just on the court but off the court with his statements, and then how he keeps trying to joke around, dance around. No, he's not even dancing around the whole thing. He's acting oblivious to it, says he's a troll. Then when he wants to be taken seriously, acts like a victim. So he wants to be the villain of the league but also wants to play the victim. Like, I hate people like this. I really despise people like this, bro. It's a shame that somebody with this much talent was given such a fraudulent MVP award. I won't get too much into that. You know what, bro? My emotions are getting too much into this, bro. I feel like there's a better way for me to communicate, my displeasure of Embiid without sounding too much like a bitch. Okay, so I'm gonna link you folks to a 5-hour plus deep dive on everything Joel Embiid that I've made on my main channel. If you haven't checked it out yet, I would highly suggest you check it out. I think it's one of my finest works. It's a video that quite frankly took a long time, and quite frankly, I tried my best to remain as calm and unbiased as possible, but obviously my opinions, I'll spew some here and there. Clearly, I'm passionate about this topic, and it's because I quite frankly cannot stand athletes that think they're above this shit and that think, oh, I could just play the way I play, and negativity should not follow me. I'm MVP. No, you're not, nigga. You're not. I'm sorry. All right, that's it. Peace out.